Listen, Larrys and Lindas, I have about had it. The market is an absolute hot mess, primarily because we have a bunch of overgrown children running the United States of America. And this is the thing. We're going to go through the whole Trump and Elon thing. I'm going to give my little titty bitties about what's going on. We're going to talk about the crypto markets, and we're going to talk about what we should be paying attention to. Why? Because it's important. Because regardless who is in power, like I've always said, these people do not care about us, okay? They may do their best to care about us. They may have good intentions, but when you have more money than God, you have an ego. A massive ego. Like, we're talking about people that can do whatever it is they want to do. And yeah, I didn't blend enough this morning. And the issue is ego. The issue is money at the end of the day. And money makes people ugly. It could. It doesn't always have to. I know a lot of wealthy people that are absolutely amazing. But at the end of the day, some people just have massive egos, and that it is what it is. And that's exactly what happened. So we're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about Elon. We're going to talk about the debacle. We're going to talk about the debt. We're going to talk about my opinion on these things. And as always, welcome back to the O Show. Everything crypto every single day. Not only am I asking you to smash the like. Oh, I've got dandruff. But I'm asking you to subscribe to get more. And set alerts. And yeah, me and my sister, it's like a family thing. Like me and my sisters, I don't know if it's an Italian thing, whatever it is, but like we give nicknames to everybody. So sometimes my sister will call me Hillary, the one I'm not talking to right now, but we call each other Larrys and Lindas, like that type of stuff. Cause it's like tongue in cheek. I don't know. I don't know if it's Italian thing. I don't know what it is. It's a fun thing. We like to have fun in this channel. It's not like a mean thing. It's just funny. Like, I don't know. Anyways, my nose. We gotta give a shout out to the channel members. Shout out to my TikTok babes. Shout out to my Twitch and Rumble. But most importantly, my YouTube babes, because you guys show up every single day. You guys subscribe to my channel. You guys pay like $3-4 and help support me in the channel. Allows me to be a stay-at-home mama to my little baby. Now, good morning to Mr. R, to Mr. D, to Sparkwater, to Eric Burt. I like that name, Burt. It sounds like very masculine, like Burt Reynolds. I think men should bring back the mustache and the hair and the hair and the hair. I don't think I was ever into that coin. But I like hairy chests. And I also like mustache. We need to bring the mustaches back. Okay. We need to let the men be men. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the news because honestly, I'm tired. I'm absolutely exhausted. Why am I tired? Oh, I'm going to be on Newsmax today as well. As my daughter used to say that when she was teeny tiny. So let's just get into it. So this is the national debt. This is a really cool website. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. Nothing new. But currently, when we're talking about debt, we're at $37 trillion of debt. This is U.S. national debt. Okay. U.S. national debt, $37 trillion. Okay. $37 trillion. Okay. Why does this matter? Well, this matters because we have a bunch of people in office that are unable to regulate their emotions, that think that they are better than you, when in fact, they're supposed to be public servants. We voted them in and they have a job. And this isn't the red. This is not this is not the red versus the blue, whatever. This is all of them. Except I am a little bit biased on JD Vance. And the reason why I'm a little bit biased on JD Vance is because he comes from the absolute mud. And I always have respect for people. All of you that are watching, if you come from the mud, if you come from extreme trauma, I've got respect for you. I always have a little bit more respect. Now, I don't want to say respect, but I view you a little bit differently. I view you in a higher, when some people, when they see an athlete or a celebrity, they go, oh my God. I view people that have came from nothing and have completely turned their lives around. I view you guys differently. I view you guys as just as amazing, like amazing people. Like I have mad respect. Good morning, gorgeous Julie. Hope you have a good day. But and I like JD Vance just because he came from nothing. However, he's still a public servant. Money changes things. People and positions, power changes things. Okay, so I just wanted to get out there. But when we're talking about the debt, the reason why we're talking about a little bit about U.S. debt and whatnot, even if you're from overseas, this is probably important so you can get an American's perspective of it. But this is money that the American taxpayer has to foot. You and me, the average people, even the wealthy people, we all pay taxes. You all pay taxes. Doesn't matter what it is. We all pay taxes. We have to pay these bills. And we are trusting people that we're putting into, whether they're public servants, we elect them into office or we don't elect them into office, because the people we elect into office, for some reason, they find these dingo dodos to come in and decide what we want to do with our money. That's what's happening in California with CARB. That's what the CARB is a board, and that's why our gas prices are so high. You can go ahead and go on a side quest on that and look at it. But the issue with this is that, like, Doge started out as a really, really, really good thing. And I had somebody in my comments, I was like, Wendy, how could you support the loss of all these jobs, blah, blah, blah. This is the thing. If you do not do good at your job in the real world, you get fired. If your job is no longer needed or your job is invalid, the company will let you go. In addition to that, I have seen firsthand corruption. What happens with nonprofits in the beautiful state of California, in Los Angeles County, primarily the city of Pomona and other cities. But I've seen this firsthand. So I'm a firm believer that Doge started off very, very good to remove frivolous spending, to remove fraud, to remove programs that were no longer needed, and essentially redirect money and to essentially help the American taxpayer. Because this is the thing. This is ridiculous. $37 trillion. And you know what's going to happen with that money? We're not going to pay it off. And the only way to deal with that massive amount of money, we need to balance the budget, which I know sounds crazy, right? We've got to balance the budget. But we need to reevaluate what our priorities are. We need to take care of our own first. And that's just the way it needs to be. And I don't care if it's a business. I don't care if it's a government. I don't care what it is. Look at your households. If you can't afford something in your household, like I've had to tell my daughter, we can't get this month. No, we're not going to do this month. For example, I got her a birthday gift. It was a very expensive birthday gift. She was expecting something else. I said, no, we're not doing that. This is what you got. This is what we discussed. We're not just spending to spend. And the reason why this coincides with crypto is because Bitcoin was created out of this insanity. Bitcoin was created out of 2008 with this insane behavior. The spending, the unjust actions, all of it is problematic. Very, very problematic, right? I know lots of people left the stream because they didn't want to hear what I had to say. Don't care. You don't have to like it, but it's the truth. So Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they had a falling out yesterday. These are the things that happen. And then Ashley St. Clair, Elon's baby mama, said, hey, let me know if you need any breakup advice. Like that. I don't know. It's just messy. It's really messy and it's ghetto. Jerry Springer. Stock talk. So let's go back and talk about it. What's going on? So basically, you should go back to the debt clock. You do realize that out of total debt, 104 trillion, our national debt is included in that. It's all ridiculous. So let's talk about what happened. So basically, there was a bit of a little rift that happened. So Trump and Elon, I'm going to read you all the notes. They're clashing over major tax and domestic policy bill known as the Big Beautiful Bill. My first thing I want to say is that one of the problems we have in America is we need to not have big bills that include multiple things. We need to have single bills. They need to be 2 to 3 pages long, written in plain English. Why? Well, because that's what we're taught in school. That's public education. I think it's only fair to the people that are paying your salary that the public servants, the people we put in office to elect you, do the right thing. That's what I think. So I'm absolutely sick of these big bills. And also we talked about yesterday that Elizabeth Warren and Trump both agree to remove the debt ceiling so that they can spend. And you know when Warren and Trump are agreeing on something, it's bad. Because guess who foots that bill? We do. Not them. We do. Well, actually, they still have to pay taxes in a sense. But the bulk of the American people, the ones from the ghettos, the ones that are poor, the ones that are from middle class, lower middle class, upper middle class, whatever, we pay that bill. It's problematic. It's all problematic. And again, and another issue I have is that these people, sorry, my head is itching. The issue that I have is that they don't even read all of the words in the bill. They don't read it. They say, oh, we're going to do this. I'll scratch your back. You scratch my back. My balls. I wanted to say that instead. But they say we want to do that. They're not even reading all of these damn bills. They're just putting all this verbiage in it, and nobody knows what they're signing. Shout out to Eric Burt for the $10 super chat. I like Eric Burt because his name is Burt. He's probably got a mustache. I don't know. But it's problematic, you see. So instead of these big, beautiful bills, and I know people are like, Wendy, well, you voted for Trump before. Yeah, I did, because I was a single issue voter for crypto. And if the other side would have won, forget it. I'd be streaming to you from Puerto Rico or from Singapore or Thailand, Lord knows where, and smash the like. Now, with that being said, I don't, just because you vote for someone doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they say. I don't know about you guys, but in my personal relationships, like, I'm obsessed with my daughter. I love her, but just because I love her and I'm the biggest low fan ever, I'm not going to agree with everything she says. Because what the hell is that? What is it? It's nothing. So they're fighting about the big bill. And of course, it dumped the markets because that's what happens. We'll get back to that in a second. Elon criticized the bill as a disgusting abomination because it would increase the national debt, which he believes undermines the value of Doge. And I agree with him. We should not be removing the debt ceiling. We should not be increasing spending. We have Doge to cut different programs, to cut different spending on different things, to manage money a little bit better. And this is the thing. I agree with him in that sense. I don't agree with him in everything he does. I don't agree with his behavior. Yes, I don't agree with a lot of things, but I agree when it comes to finances, you need to be financially conservative. It's nice to splurge a little bit. But right now, when we have people that are struggling, the fact that credit card debt is so high right now is not because people, and majority of people, I personally believe, are putting basic necessities on their credit cards. Shelter, food, and energy. Because we can't breathe. We can't breathe anymore. Powell's not lowering the interest rates, making it hard to borrow money. And again, this is why we Bitcoin and this is why we crypto, because Bitcoin is a true decentralized entity. A lot of cryptos are decentralized entities. We can DeFi with them. We could do all these things so we don't have to deal with the public servants and the unelected bureaucrats. We can respectfully opt out. And we can do it at our own will. So those of you that are watching, that are critical thinkers, those of you that like to do your own due diligence, that like to hear what I say, but listen to yourself because you've adamantly researched something, you're in the right place. We might not agree on everything, but guess what? If you are here and you like Bitcoin and crypto because you are tired of the mess that's happening, you're in the right place. The national deficit is the amount the government spends beyond what it earns in a year. To cover this gap, the government borrows money, which adds to the national debt. Trump's bill includes a push to raise the debt ceiling by $4 trillion to prevent default. While Elon opposes raising it by $5 trillion, calling it a crushingly unsustainable. We don't need to raise anything. We don't have the money. We don't have the money. Okay? We can't borrow anymore. We're over leveraged. We're done. You're cut off. And I don't care who created this mess. I don't care who created this mess. The fact of the matter is, we are in this mess. It's been happening since the 60s. You can say it's this person's your mom, but whomever's. We're here. This is what's happening today. What's going to happen focusing on the past? Shout out to Raider. What's he doing? I agree with what you're saying. Trump wants to raise the debt ceiling so he can get his agenda through now, which will be good in the long term to an extent. But I still will disagree. You know what? I'm sorry. I have to say it. I'm just tired of it. And this is the thing, Raider. This is the thing. Well, at least in my opinion, again, I'm just an idiot on the internet. I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, we've had this happen before. We raised the debt and people didn't do the right thing. So it's really hard for me to trust. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Okay. Now let's get back to it. Elon opposes raising it by $5 trillion, calling it crushingly unstable. Excuse me, $4 trillion, I believe. The debt ceiling, but what's a few $1 trillion amongst friends? The debt ceiling is a legal cap on the total amount of the government can borrow, whereas the deficit is a yearly shortfall between spending and revenue. When the government runs a deficit, borrowing increases the national debt, which can approach or hit the debt ceiling if borrowing limits are reached. Elon claimed Trump appears in the e-file, suggesting it's why they remain sealed. I'm not going to give my thoughts on that. You guys can debate that all day long. You can. Trump expressed disappointment with Musk of accusing him of going crazy after losing influence. Elon claimed Trump would have lost if the election without his support. He's correct there. And Trump is correct too. he can be disappointed with Musk. And I do think that Musk had a big part of Trump winning. He is calling for a new centrist political party, basically a third party that would actually work. And if anyone can run that party properly or get that movement started, it would be Elon. At the end of the day, does it really going to matter if we have a new party or not? Is it? Tesla share, or Trump accused Musk of having TDS. That was ridiculous. He shouldn't have said that. Tesla shares crashed yesterday during their arguments, erasing $150 billion in market value. Trump threatened to cut Tesla and SpaceX government contracts. SpaceX would become vulnerable due to heavy reliance on NASA contracts. Trump called Musk crazy and said he was not interested in reconciliation. Then over here, Trump administration schedules call with Elon Musk. And a side note is Trump told ABC reporters this morning that he is not interested in talking with Elon Musk. Great, fine, fantastic. So that's what happened yesterday, and the market nuked. And it was all on X. So again, we've got two men with massive egos, with a lot of money, that are in a lot of positions of power, that are fighting. And guess who gets hurt? We do. You do. Your children do. So I'm over it. I am. I just want to do as much money. I just want to make as much money as ethically and legally as possible, take care of my children, to take care of my community, and to take care of my family and the people that I love. And you should feel the same. Well, you guys could do whatever you want to do. Now, that being said, let's take a look at the crypto markets. So when we take a look on the weekly, on crypto bubbles, we're not looking great. Same over here. Fartcoin is up, though. And you want to know why Fartcoin is up? This is the dumbest thing in the world. The absolute dumbest thing in the world. Well, we're basically on the verge of an absolute, free-for-all insanity in the U.S. Assets added to roadmap today from Coinbase. Assets, this was posted in the midst of all the drama. I was getting ready to go to Costco. Is Fartcoin and Subsquid. But those were on the added to the roadmap, increasing transparency for new asset listings on Coinbase. So that's exactly what happened. We are not a serious industry. We are not a serious country. We are not a serious anything in the world. We're just here. We're just here. Shout out to Coinbase. Good marketing for yourself. Now let's take a look at the market. So this is the dip that we saw yesterday with the little spiff with Trumpy and Elon. Okay. We'll take a look at Fartcoin because this is just stupid at this point. So we broke down below support. We hit a swing wick low of 100,000 Bitcoin. We didn't break below that, which is good. But we popped back up. We closed at 101, which is good. We closed above $100,000. But these levels are really important, like on the weekly, as you can see over here. Pretty important because of this little peak over there. So we're back above, and hopefully we get that close just as long as we close above $102,000. Now, Ethereum is now at a lot of these coins have dropped, and they're back in the previous ranges because of the volatility yesterday. Solana is trying to pop back up. And again, we're starting to see that we're bottomed out on lots of this stuff. Not Ethereum because it's a larger cap. Solana looks a little bottomed out. Sui bottomed out and popped back up. XRP trying to get back above support, but that pretty nearly moved down to $2. Link held support nicely. Actually didn't break below current support. Sustained. Cardano at 66 cents, having trouble getting back above. And HBAR is just consolidating. Actually, HBAR and Link did really well and held nicely at current support. I do want to take a look at Fartcoin because this is just ridiculous. Like, what is happening? What is happening? Fartcoin. So this is a Fartcoin. We've got support at 97 cents. We had a nice drop yesterday. We were dropping, but Coinbase talked about it. It ran up a little bit. Now we're dropping again. We did print a local bottom here on a bullish signal on market CIPHER. So we'll see what happens. But it's just, this is life. This is reality. This is what we're seeing happen. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the to what else is going on, because there's some other things happening. So Strategy, since we're on the topic of debt, Strategy upsizes STRD, perpetual preferred stock offering, to $1 billion to buy more Bitcoin. Michael Saylor is, and this is the thing. Good morning, gorgeous Alexandra. This is the thing. Michael, the traditional financial system is a Ponzi. These people are not here to protect us. They don't care about us. And the fact that that retail can't do a lot of these things, like you open a small business, you can't do the same thing that that MicroStrategy is doing. That's a scam. That's not okay. But again, that's okay. It's okay, right? It's okay. Anyways, strategy upsizes STRD, perpetual preferred stock offering to 1 billion to buy more Bitcoin. So let's see what they're doing. Let's see what they're doing over here. Okay. Preferred stock is like a mix of stocks and bonds. It pays fixed dividends, but doesn't give ownership like a regular stock. So again, we have derivatives of derivatives and derivatives that these people can release on behalf of their company. So they don't really have a whole lot of liability if something bad happens, not a lot of risk for them. They issue these things. Basically, it's creating something out of thin air, just like making your own meme token. And they raise money, fiat, and then they buy more Bitcoin and they put on their balance sheet or their treasury, whatever that may be, and they take loans out against it so that they can make more money. But retail can't do it. They can't. The new stock, and again, how many stocks does MicroStrategy have now? The new stock, STRD, pays 10% yearly dividend, but dividends aren't guaranteed. Strategy will use the money to buy more Bitcoin for general business needs. No, they're going to buy more Bitcoin to put it on their balance sheet and take debt out on it, collateralized loans. And that's why I made a video yesterday for you all explaining what happens at liquidation, what happens when you're over collateralized, why this is dangerous, and why this could potential be. I mean, what risk does he have? Because it's on the companies, it's not his. That's why people create LLCs or companies, because it adds like a veil, like a shield. And so I said there could be a potential black swan event, because if Bitcoin drops below a certain price, he's in trouble, because they've got they got all this stuff, they got bills and stuff to pay. So that's where it gets a little bit problematic. So it could implode. We could have a black swan event. Again, am I saying it's going to happen? No, but it's something you should pay attention to. So that happened. Then, of course, Michael Saylor goes on Bitcoin Magazine. Let's hear what he's got to say. We got to listen to him on 2 times because I don't have patience for it. Y'all know how we get down. Let's hear it. He went on Bitcoin Magazine and said, I'm getting more bullish on $13 million Bitcoin price forecast. What the hell is this?
6 months have been tremendous. All of the fundamental planets have aligned. Bitcoin's been acknowledged as the one digital commodity in the world by the administration. The banking regulators have given a green light to bank Bitcoin. The accountants have upgraded the accounting to fair value accounting. There's been a surge of Bitcoin treasury companies. There's like 100 public companies or more that are holding Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And every single week, there's another announcement. I think that...
there's hundreds of companies that are adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet. Why are they doing that? Why are they adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet? Why? Because they can add Bitcoin to their balance sheet or their treasury, and then they can issue more debt, or they can create these things called stonks, these traditional financial instruments, raise cash that they can print until oblivion. And then they can use that to buy more Bitcoin, which is a finite asset. And that's why the US debt is so important to look at, because we just keep printing and printing and printing and printing. And again, the money supply is at all-time high, but no one cares about that, right? That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It used to be we're focused on the halvings, but at this point, the entire natural supply of Bitcoin is only 450 Bitcoin available for sale every day. That's sort of about $45-50 million a day at this level. That is all being consumed by the Bitcoin.
And he's saying there's about 450 Bitcoin available a day, which is about 450 million, or whatever he said. And yeah, he's right. So when you have a finite asset and you have demand for it, because these people, they're putting it on their balance sheet and they're taking loans against it. And then it was interesting that he talked about Bitcoin mining. Because the miners way back in the day, they didn't have collateralized loans. They couldn't, the Bitcoin they earned, they had to sell it for operational costs. And then if price dropped too low, the cost to mine would outweigh the cost to do business. So they would end up shutting down. But now we have these collateralized loans, which again, if you get liquidated, it's a taxable event and you lose your Bitcoin and you got to pay that taxable event. But again, we have this now. So there's no reason why these companies are going to want to sell their Bitcoin. They're going to want to keep accumulating because they can continue to issue traditional financial instruments to raise cash, to buy more, to take this Bitcoin that they've added on their balance sheet or their treasury or wherever the hell, and then take out debt against it or loans against it. And now they can use it. I remember was JP Morgan is going to accept the IBIT ETF, the Bitcoin spot ETF from BlackRock, as loan collateral. So if you want to buy a house, you want to borrow money, you can go ahead and do that. So why the hell these people want to sell it? They don't want to. And yes, we're going to see this happen with other crypto assets as well, which is very important. And that's why you should be, every time we talk about a treasury strategy or a treasury or a balance sheet or whatever, which I'm making a video, I'm going to put it out for you guys to explain what this is and why it's important. You need to pay attention, because those assets have a really strong chance of performing well. And all you got to do is just buy and hold and sell, or have your trading and investing strategy.
Bitcoin treasury companies and the Bitcoin ETFs are coming on strong. So I'm very bullish. My forecast in July of last year in Nashville was Bitcoin's going to appreciate 29% a year on average for the next 21 years. And that moves it from, it was about mid 60, 65,000 to 13 million a coin in the year 2045. I'm getting more bullish on that forecast, but I'm certainly comfortable forecasting 30% a year ARR on average for the next 20 years. I think Bitcoin's up 57% a year for the past 4.5 years. Again, that's double the Mag 7. That's quadruple the S&P. That's 8 times real estate.
Yeah, he's out, he's rooting for his bags. Good for him. Happy for him. But this is what's happening. This is the world we're living in. It's the world we're living in. So again, ooh, is it a chicken fried sandwich or pad thai kind of day for lunch one day? Ooh, you know what? I had lots of Asian food last week, and I was so blessed to be at Bitcoin 2025. So I would probably go with the fried chicken sandwich. I'm always a sucker for fried chicken sandwiches, but I'm like pad thai, I don't have it often. So it depends. Like, are you going to do shrimp or chicken? Like, what are you going to do in it? Or maybe both. Maybe both. So, yeah. I'm actually going on a date tonight. I'm taking my mom out. We're going to go, she's got her scooter, because remember y'all, she broke her foot in New Orleans. So we're going to go get some Creole tonight. We're going to get some, that's what I should, Gamer, you should have messaged me. Could have put it for the poll. But more, just to really lay on why we're so bullish on Bitcoin. Trump Media, they want to issue their own SEC filing for a Bitcoin reserve. Trump Media submits a new SEC filing to purchase 2.3 billion Bitcoin reserve. Why would Trump want to do that? Just for fun, right? Just for fun, right? Just for fun, because it's not a good asset. Also, too, we are partnered with Brave. Basically, they don't pay me. I don't pay them. They shill me on their site. I shill them here. But Brave is a browser, and you can do this over here, save data, and get way faster web pages just by switching your data. They have a private search. It's a privacy browser, and we love privacy on this show. They have a built-in AI assistant and a powerful, very, very, very powerful VPN. Gives you Web3 access, private search, a wallet plugin, and you get to earn crypto for viewing Brave ads, which we love. I'm not going to speak on this, but you guys can pause and read it yourself. But YouTube is planning to put out more ads in their premium light subscription. Paying users will now get ads on shorts content starting June 30th. But most of you guys can read, so that's good. Now, what else? Also, too, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Bitbender. And the Helix people over here. So let's talk about this a little bit. So if you hold a Gala node, you actually can qualify to get a Helix node. So we're going to talk about it really quick. Again, I'm a Gala bag holder. I've got, I think, 3 regular nodes and 3 music nodes. But Helix is a decentralized entertainment and Web3 gaming ecosystem focused on governments, and they're not paying me for this. I'm just holding Gala nodes, and I think they're giving out free Gala nodes or giving out Helix nodes if you have a Gala node or if you've ever ran one. Helix is a decentralized entertainment Web3 gaming ecosystem focused on governance, decentralized hosting, and digital ownership. They have a couple games already live. The Helix DAO aims to revive abandoned games. 200,000 Helix Aegis NFT nodes power the ecosystem. Node sale starts at 500, increasing to 25 per 100 sold, capped at 10,000. But again, if you run a Gala node, I think that you qualify for one of the nodes. Double check that, please. You can buy nodes with crypto and earn based on performance. Then they're going to have a new utility token affiliated with it, LAX. It's a governance utility token for rewards, marketplace, and more. And if you guys are interested, read the white paper, join the Helix Discord for updates. And again, yeah, so no paid for that either. I let you guys know when we're partners. In other news, breaking, Robinhood flips Coinbase and market cap, and that could be because they acquired Bitstamp, which is important to note. Which is very, very, very important to know because it shows crypto is going mainstream. And Circle soars 167% after IPO, closing at $83 first day of trading. I believe, I don't know how that works, but I'm not getting the Circle thing. I'm just done with stocks. I really, really, really am. Really, really am. So I'm happy for them. What else? Oh, I'm going to do that for the second media over here. Anyways, Anyways, I'm going to get going for the day because it's Friday and I got to get ready for Newsmax. I got to get some Newsmax. Get ready for Newsmax. But I got a video for you guys coming out 2 p.m. PT. I'm going to actually be talking about massive big companies that are very interested in crypto, Google, Uber, etc., and why you need to pay attention to that because it's definitely going to matter. But thank you guys so much for watching. There's a lot of the insane things happening right now with the market. So just be really careful. And please remember that crypto and stocks and Bitcoin react off of tariff news, mainstream news as far as politics, geopolitical stuff, mostly money stuff. Okay. So please pay attention to that. Make sure you have a trading and investing plan. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Make sure you guys really believe in yourself. This is our last cycle, in my opinion, to make generational wealth. So you guys got this. I believe in you. Bye-bye.